Come on in the room, you guys. Sis, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Come on in. I'll make this short and sweet because, well, short for me is 10 minutes, okay? 15 minutes because I'm on borrowed time. I am on borrowed time. And so I'm going to make this short and sweet. But I've been following all the things. I've been pretty quiet. I just came off of our clarity workshop in Charleston. And so, listen, traveling, listen, don't be playing. And I flew. And it still was a lot. It still was a lot. I think it's Pac 12. Okay. Teams. Okay. All right, you guys. Come on in, come on in, come on in. This is my freestyle Friday. Like, I just want to talk about whatever I want to talk about. Okay. All right. That's what we're doing. And I'm gonna go in for it. So if you don't know me and you see me for the very first time, sis, let's talk. This is your girl, Joe Bullock, and I'm super excited to be sharing today. I am your life and biz transformation scientist and really transformation catalyst. I deal with all things helping to transform your life so you can really manifest the life that you desire and even more importantly deserve as you come in and say, hey girl, hey. So I just want to talk on it because a lot of people have said a lot of things. I post a couple things on my social about my boy Deion Sanders and some other things. And so I just want to talk it out. And if you want to come on and talk it out, I don't know if I can invite you on. You might have to come to the back. I should have. Anyway, we'll work it out. But if you got something to say, let me know. Maybe I can have you call my cell phone or some phone and we can work it out and have a conversation. Okay? So you guys, unless you've been under a rock, everybody knows that unfortunately Deion Sanders is leaving Jackson State. It's such a bittersweet, and maybe everybody thinks, a lot of people think it's really bitter. But the crazy thing is, and one reason I want to kind of talk about it is because it's so crazy how I'll just put we in there, I'll say we, tend to judge others harshly and want people to make these huge what we think is moral or righteous decision. And if we think about it, if we were in that same situation where we make that same decision, and are we really thinking about is that really best for him, his family, and his future? Um, I was really disappointed to see him leave, especially being that the contract's not even expired. Like he still has one more year. Have a comma coming from some of you guys may not know my story, may not know me. And what I will tell you about me is that, I was a serious athlete since seventh grade. And so I started running for high school in seventh grade, got a scholarship, competed at San Diego State University, which is Mountain West Conference, and all the things. So with that being said, I do believe even if Jackson State could have paid him, which they couldn't, $5 million, he would not have stayed. So it is not about the money. I mean, the money just made it make financial sense. Yes. The money just made it easier, but it's not about the money. And I say that because I'm looking at the lineup. Can you see this of the teams that's in that division? Utah, University of Southern California, Oregon, Washington, UCLA, Oregon State, Washington State, Arizona State, Stanford, Cal State, Berkeley. I mean, there's some heavy hitters. These are some of the best teams in the nation. You guys comment, let me know what you think. But I'm just like, these are some of the best teams in the nation. I mean, everybody, you can't say UCLA and not know what you're talking about. You can't say USC and somebody not know what you're talking about. What I found though, what HBCUs use, unfortunately, is not the same, and the level of competition is absolutely not the same. For him to have two sons who I know are going to the NFL, absolutely, he would want to have an opportunity to coach them at the highest level of the sport. It just makes sense, and also like even the resourcing there. This don't have anything to. I don't believe that. Well, here I had made a decision, but then somebody robbed me at the night of the championship. It's just like kicking. I don't know, people. Anyway, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So my final verdict on this, but I would love to hear what you guys got to say. I don't feel like he's a quote unquote sellout. I don't feel like he owes anybody. I mean, I really am trying to figure out why, how the city made $30 million and they didn't donate like 50% back to the school, or some significant amount should have absolutely gone back to the university, and they should have been raised his salary. $300,000 as a head football coach is a joke. So, like you said, he ain't chasing money. And I sincerely believe that that's the case. That's all I got to say about that. I'm trying to see if anybody's commenting. I don't see no comments. So anyway, what else, y'all? Oh my God. So the other thing, some of you guys may have heard, I'm sure you guys heard. There's a couple, 3 or 4 things I want to chat on real quick. So the whole Amy Roba, I'm saying her name right, and TJ Holmes situation, as some may have heard, sounds like she's going to be reporting back to her job on Monday, and he will not. And of course, some people are already, pulling the race card and saying, okay, why this black man ain't going back to his job, but she's going back. I was like, it's going to be hard for them to terminate either of them without some type of more justification, because they can absolutely sue for wrongful termination, right? Wrongful termination. So in order for them not to be able to sue for wrongful termination, they have to give them just cause. So with TJ Holmes' situation, these are the people from in America, in case you don't know. With TJ Holmes' situation, he had allegedly 2 affairs, definitely one other affair. And with that one affair, it was like 3 years, and she was subordinate to him. So because she was a subordinate to him, they're looking at that to see if it's a violation of policy for him to date somebody that's subordinate to him. So we're going to see what they're going to come up with. I'm sure they're going to be changing their policy, because obviously it's become messy. If this is the second woman that he's dated and he's married, it's just messy. That's just it. We also saw the news that broke with Brittney, the young lady, the basketball player that had been incarcerated for 10 months over marijuana out in Russia. Brittney Griner. So she is out, and I know a lot of people are excited about that. I'm excited too. I think it was obviously wrongful incarceration. But I can't help but to say, hopefully she ain't gonna be importing marijuana anymore, especially up in those Russian streets. I'm just saying it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You got to know when you cross the international borders, what's legal and what's not legal. And I know people do it, but better not get caught. Last thing I'm gonna say, you guys say hey girl, hey, let me know who you be out in the streets. Last thing I want to say, maybe I should do a separate video on this, but I'll mention this real quick. With the whole Shaquilla Robinson situation, or death, unfortunately, they had done 1,000 million, was it 1,000 or a million youth march? I don't know if it was a million youth there, but a million youth march in that area. Young adult, but whatever, a million youth march in Charlotte today. I don't think a million people were there. However, the whole notion behind rallying behind the family, rallying behind the cause, because as of now, unfortunately, nobody has been arrested. And in case you haven't been, because I'm assuming everybody already know all the news. So Shaquilla Robinson was a young lady that went to Mexico last month for a vacation with some friends. Well, at least one guy was a friend and some other girls she went to school with. And she was kicking it, having a good time. She was a well-to-do hairstylist for young girls or kids. And she wasn't even there a good 24 hours. And they took her life for no apparent reason. And she had did a live like earlier that day or the day before. And she was cool. She was just like, she was trying to have fun. Okay. She was not holding back, and she was doing her thing. And that's her business, right? But you could tell like the energy was off. She noticed that the energy was off. Next thing you know, they jumped on her. My speculation is, yes, like many people have said, definitely dealing with jealousy, definitely dealing with, I believe they wanted to take her money too. It's rumored that she had thousands of dollars on her. And yeah, I think they thought they were going to get away with it. I thought they think it was going to be a big deal. It sounded like it was some premeditation because the friend had videotaped her sleeping earlier that like the day before saying, "We got a body, we got a body, we got a body, 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 body," and that was supposed to be her close friend. So it's really sad. Definitely, my heart goes out to her family and all the people that's really involved. It's really, I mean, I don't think they ever thought. I don't know what they was thinking. I don't know what they was thinking. Like I can't imagine that people. I can't say that because what I've heard and learned is that the more finances you have, the more ethical it is. It easier it is to be ethical. When you're in a hard spot, you never know what type of desperate situations people are in, what type of measures they'll take to try to remedy those things. Not justifying absolutely at all. I'm just saying, like, trying to fathom what would make somebody go to the extreme measure to try to get money if it was that or that upset. I mean, it didn't even seem like it was no, I mean, she wasn't no barker. You know what I'm saying? She was a very calm girl. She wasn't, she didn't fight back in the situation. It's like they attacked her and she, so I can imagine that she was being aggressive with her words and communication. I don't know. I wasn't there. But anyway, you guys, but pray that justice and serve in that whole situation is remedy. So that's what I wanted to share. This is my Freestyle Friday. I want to come on. I want to talk about all things, whatever I feel like talking about. Maybe dealing with celebrities, maybe dealing with politics, maybe dealing with whatever. Just something I want to do because that's my business. Okay, so look for me to come back tomorrow. I'm going to be doing sharing a little bit about self-love Saturday, and I'm actually going to be doing some things. So if you want to plan, I'm trying to see what time I want to do it. I usually work too on Saturdays. I don't want to start too late. I'm kind of thinking I want to start as early as 7 in the morning. So if you up and you want to do a pampering day, and at first, you guys, I was gonna go and be like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go to the spa and I'm gonna get my nails done. And I'm like, that's why I don't always do as much self. Sometimes I don't do as often as I want to because I'll be like, well, I don't want to spend those money. You know what I'm saying? I want to save it for other things that we're doing. And what God revealed to me today is that when we're dealing in our self-love and we're doing self-care, and tomorrow will be self-care. All self-love is not limited to self-care, but that's what I'll be sharing. And maybe I'll even share more. I may share other things I'm going to be doing, but I'll tell you what I'm planning on doing, and you feel free to join me. But I won't come on until before 7 o'clock. So, I want to get into my morning reading, get into my affirmations, get into my journaling, and then it's all of that self-love to you guys. Praying, all the things. That's all self-love. And then at 7, I want to, I think I'm just going to do a bath in a mask. And if I have my baby feet thing, I'll do that too. But I don't know if I'm going to do all of that online. So even if you have a Kona soaking tub or not, if you have any bathtub, or if you have like a home at home pedicure thing, you can join me in this time of just like self-care and self-love because I posted a post earlier today because really just to be honest, sick and tired of seeing a lot of wives and not even, I shouldn't say sick and tired, that sounds so harsh. It bothers me when I realize when a lot of times, unfortunately, when women are going through in their marriage or the marriage ends, then it's all about me, 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 and me. And as and then it's like as if they've been neglecting themselves. And I know in some extreme emotionally destructive relationships or abusive, doing with certain addictions, it can be stressful and hard to give yourself the time and space you need to do. But regardless of what's going on, you really need to make it a priority to take care of you. So as a married woman, regardless of what's happening, I need to do that too. And I want to encourage other people to do it. We don't have to wait till something drastic or traumatic happens to say, oh, now I can start focusing on me. We should always be our number one priority. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's all I have, you guys. I have some other stuff coming. This is nothing really about business. It's all about what I just said was about self-care. I'm considering doing another challenge. I had it already. I was going to do it last month. I didn't do it because I redid the Curse Breaker challenge, but I really want to do the Power of Writing Your Story challenge. If you're interested in that, just say, girl, hey, yeah, I would be interested in the Power of Writing Your Story, or something to that effect. So that's it. That's all. I'm getting off here. I'm on borrowed time. I got to see you later. Until next time, be blessed and have a great day. Join me back 7 a.m. if you like. Bye.